Echoes of the Hills, the story of Appalachian bluegrass. The Appalachian Melody. The Appalachian Mountains have long been home to a deeply rooted musical tradition that reflects the struggles, joys, and resilience of the people who have lived there. This music, shaped by generations of settlers, immigrants, and indigenous cultures, is woven into every fabric of the region's identity. From its earliest days, the music of Appalachia has been a blend of diverse influences, creating a sound that is distant, haunting, and powerfully expressive. The sound of the mountains. The Appalachian Mountains have long echoed with melodies passed down through generations. This chapter explores the foundational elements of Appalachian music, ballads, fiddle tunes, and the deep-rooted oral traditions that set the stage for the emergence of bluegrass. This is a personal favorite of mine because I played the stand-up fiddle, the stand-up bass, and playing bluegrass. Ballads, fiddle tunes, and early instrumentation. Appalachian ballads are often mournful, telling stories of love, loss, and hardships. Many of these ballads originated in Europe, brought by settlers from Ireland, Scotland, and England, and then adapted to fit the American frontier experience. These songs were typically sung with instruments, emphasizing the storytelling aspect. The fiddle quickly became one of the most dominant instruments in Appalachian music. Carried across the Atlantic by early European settlers. Its expressive nature made it perfect for both slow, sorrowful ballads and lively dance tunes. Alongside the fiddle, instruments like the banjo, dulcimer, and mandolin gained prominence, creating the rich string bass sound we now associate with Appalachian folk music. The oral traditions is storytelling through the music. Music was more than entertainment. It was a way of preserving history. Families and communities passed songs down through generations, ensuring that legends and life lessons remained intact. Storytelling through songs allowed people to express emotions, talk about their hardships, and celebrate moments of joy. Many of these folk songs served as warnings, tales of caution, or tributes to everyday struggles.
As I travel this wide world over, friends I found wherever I roam. Friends I find wherever I roam. But to me there's none like Mother. But to me there's none like Mother, none like Mother dear at home.
The deep emotional connection between music and life in Appalachia. For those living in often isolated Appalachian regions, music was a lifeline, a way to connect with neighbors, share experiences, and express emotions that words alone couldn't capture. The rhythms and melodies of traditional songs mirrored the landscape, reflecting the rolling hills, flowing rivers, and harsh realities of mountain life.
Last night when I come in as drunk as I could be, found the horse standing stable where my horse ought to be. Well, little wifey and explained this thing to me. How come a horse standing stable where my horse ought to be?
One fool, you crazy fool, can't you never see that it's only a milk cow your mama gave to me?
Travelers spilled over 1,000 miles or more. Saddle up on the milk cow track I never seen before. Last night when I came in as drunk as I could be, found the coat hanging on the rack where my coat ought to be. Here's my little wifey and explain this thing to me. How come a coat hanging on the rack where my coat ought to be?
One fool, you crazy fool, can't you never see that it's only a bad pills your mama gave to me?
Chapter 2. The Birth of Bluegrass. The folk traditions of Appalachia form the bedrock of bluegrass music, but bluegrass didn't emerge overnight. This chapter explores the transition from folk music to bluegrass and the forces that shaped its distinct style. The transition from folk to bluegrass. While Appalachian folk music remained largely loosely structured, bluegrass introduced a level of precision and technical skill that was new to this class of music. The strong rhythmic drive, rapid tempos, and intricate instrumentation defined this new sound. Bluegrass combined traditional melodies with structured harmonies and fast-paced solos. What made bluegrass unique was its emphasis on individual skills. Each instrument had a distinct voice, and solos showcase your skill. How the string band format evolved. In the early 1900s, string bands become really popular, with groups forming throughout Appalachia to play at community gatherings and radio stations. Instead of solo performances, musicians worked together to create a cohesive sound, blending fiddles, banjos, guitars, the upright bass, which is what I played, and mandolins. These bands marked the beginning of bluegrass as a defined class of music rather than just a folk tradition. The role of radio and recording technology in spreading bluegrass. The advent of radio changed everything. Suddenly, regional musicians could broadcast their music far beyond the hills they called home. This accessibility introduced Appalachian sounds to a wider audience, inspiring more musicians to refine their craft and expand their class. The first bluegrass recordings in the 1920s and 30s preserved early styles, allowing future generations to build on the foundation set by these pioneering musicians. Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass. Bill Monroe wasn't just another musician. He was a revolutionary force who turned Appalachian folk into something entirely new. His contributions to bluegrass shaped its distinctive sound, paving the way for generations of musicians to follow. He was born in Kentucky in 1911. Monroe was raised in a musical family, influenced by fiddle music, traditional ballads, and gospel harmonies. He developed an ear for blending different styles. His unique approach to playing the mandolin would become one of bluegrass's defining features.
And today I need an answer, and I want to hear you say you don't belong to another in my arms. You're gonna stay in my sweet backyard, and my love belongs to you.
John Hartford's my name. What's yours?
William Smith Monroe.
All right. It's proud to meet you.
Yeah, I'd like to get you to play that mandolin break for me, and just play it real slow because I want to see exactly how you do it.
The formation of the Bluegrass Boys. Monroe formed the Bluegrass Boys in 1939, cementing his vision for the class. With fast-paced instrumentation, tight harmonies, and driving rhythms, the band's music stood apart from traditional folk music. When they performed at the Grand Ole Opry in 1945, the audience response made it clear this was something new and exciting. Monroe's style combined Appalachian folk with elements of blues, gospel, and swing. Unlike earlier string bands, the Bluegrass Boys played with unmatched speed, precision, and energy. The addition of Earl Scruggs' revolutionary three-fingered banjo technique helped solidify bluegrass as a class distinct from country and folk music.
Y'all reckon we can do the one about the poor old pitiful Bo Weevil? Bo Weevil, Bo Weevil, Bo Weevil. On Saturday night where I was born, down on the farm, he started singing and he started singing till the break of about 12 o'clock. Everything was talking up that old Jones. He started clapping and he started singing a cute little country song. Bo Weevil, where been all day? Your mom still looking, half dropping the book since you went away. Bo Weevil, I can go and stay. You'll get a licking and you're not sitting on the bale of hay. Oh,
Bluegrass Goes National, Chapter 4. Once bluegrass took hold, it spread rapidly across the country. This chapter explores how Monroe's vision influenced the rise of bluegrass festivals and shaped American music as a whole. The Grand Ole Opry and Monroe's breakthrough. Performing at the Grand Ole Opry was a turning point for Monroe's career and for bluegrass itself. The Opry introduced bluegrass to a nationwide audience, ensuring its place in the American musical landscape.
How can there be a cherry that has no stone? How can there be a chicken that has no bone? How can there be a story that has no end? How can there be a baby with no crying? A cherry when it's blooming, it has no stone. A chicken when it's pipping, it has no bone.
The rise of bluegrass festivals. As bluegrass festivals became popular, festivals became a key gathering place for fans and musicians. Events like the Bean Blossom Festival in Indiana and the Telluride Bluegrass Festival brought together legendary players and rising stars, strengthening the community and tradition. Bluegrass shaped country and folk music in ways that still resonate today. Modern artists frequently draw from bluegrass techniques, blending traditional sounds with the contemporary influences. This class's emphasis on storytelling and instrumental mastery continues to inspire musicians across generations.
A grassy hillside just outside Elizabethton, Tennessee, known as Slagle's Pasture, is the site for many concerts of old-time, bluegrass, and country music. For the last...
Chapter 5, The Legacy Lives On. While bluegrass is steeped in tradition, it is far from a relic of the past. This chapter explores how this class has adopted over time and how today's musicians continue to breathe new life into the Appalachian sounds. Modern bluegrass musicians and innovations. Contemporary artists like Alison Krauss, Ricky Skaggs, and Billy Strings push the boundaries of bluegrass while paying homage to its roots. Some musicians embrace electric instruments, while others experiment with cross-class fusions. Despite modern influences, preserving traditional bluegrass remains a priority for many musicians. Organizations, festivals, and bluegrass academies work to ensure that younger generations continue to learn and play the music in its purest form.
The first tune you ever played on the mandolin?
It'd be hard to do that, but the first one I wrote was Tennessee Blues. You remember that?
No.
Bluegrass is more than just a class. It's a cultural legacy. Whether played on a mountaintop or in a concert hall, the spirit of bluegrass endures, reminding us of the resilience, creativity, and history of the Appalachian people. The eternal rhythm of the hills. Bluegrass is the heartbeat of Appalachia, echoing through time and across generations. The stories told through its music remain as powerful as ever, carrying forward traditions while embracing new possibilities. As long as there are musicians willing to pick up a banjo or fiddle, the sound of the hills will live on. So thank you for listening and taking a walk with me and looking at the history of bluegrass music. Have a good day, guys.